We did suit right. Me and Scotty did do a project, and we should revisit it. And we called it Illegal Beef, and we did. The whole kind of ethos of this was we were just kind of doing like really heavy kind of techno. A lot of it was like dead heavy techno stuff.
Oh, right.
Like we did this one tune, and we called it Japan, and it was nothing to do with Japan or the Japanese people. But the whole song just said fuck all the way through it, really hard, like fuck. And I just remember at the time we would just make. I said to him, let's make something that's just really disgusting, like that will really insult your senses. Like there's something quite freeing about just making something horrible.
Yeah,
and then in that process, you kind of come out with something kind of good as well. You know.
Yeah, I think anything that frees you up, definitely.
Yeah, I guess that's punk, innit? That's what punk music is and was.
Yeah, I definitely get that.
Yeah. Just kind of going, you know,
fuck it.
Yeah, I'm going to be horrible, and then end up being beautiful.
Yeah. But it's just breaking the rules, isn't it? Because then you realise how many like habits you've got that you like stick to. Like you stick to them as if that's the only way it can be.
Yeah.
So so for a while you think you have to go the other way, and you're literally like, fuck everything. I'm just gonna do whatever I want, and then you start discovering new rules. So
and then when you've gone out that far, you can then come back to where you feel at home. And kind of probably find.
There's a new path in the process, and it's just another branch in the tree, isn't it?
Yeah.
You go out searching, and then you rein it back in, and there's another little string you can put on. You know, I think I love Giant Boys, and I think I love it more just because I got to see like a little bit of the process.
What do you mean?
Well, just like how you two would approach doing stuff, because obviously we worked in Blueprint Studios together.
Yes.
And I would see you and Scotty in some very interesting states.
States of inspiration.
Inspiration. Very high inspiration.
Hard working.
Yes. I just thought, I don't know. I thought it was weird because I'd see that and I'd hear the finished product. And I'm like, oh, I really want to know what's happening like in the room. Do you know what I mean?
In the mind.
Yeah.
Because like obviously you guys would get nice and loose or whatever, and like was it just like you just in terms of like when you're writing stuff where you just bash them out and see what happens and you sort of go from there, or what was the kind of
the term throwing a load of shit at the wall and see what sticks was our motto, definitely. But I remember the first time we ever did Giant Boys, we'd been used to the previous incarnation of the Paris Riot, so in a sense Scotty was a drummer, I was a guitar player and kind of a singer.
Yeah.
So the first session we had was Scotty on a drum kit and me on doing like a Black Keys kind of thing. But of course, you always just start playing stoner rock, like, you know, like Black Keys. You start playing big riffs, and which is great. But we wanted to do something else.
Yeah.
Because we'd done that in the Paris Riots, and so we binned off the drum kit. We just started using software for drums. And I remember I think it was the second session that we ever had, and Scotty was like, "Let me do a vocal." I was like, "Yeah, mint." And he at one point started screaming, and I was like, "Yeah, this is it. This is it. This is it.
This is it."
And he suddenly then became the singer because it wasn't, the roles weren't determined.
Right.
We just wanted to. The MO was just make something heavy and cool and it like just. Heavy and good, you know, a heavy record. Yeah. And and then he started just going for it, and then we got then a working. The thing is the Giant Boys have got a very kind of a strict formula. You know, we do things very the same every time, and it works.
In terms of the creation of stuff.
Yeah, it's just kind of like, excuse me, spend.
Sorry, man.
In the studio, just go in, get a beat. Scotty will just generally just do whatever he wants. Then I'll kind of put a bass line in the key that he's singing in.
Yeah.
And then a guitar will come on, and then and then after that it's all just editing then. Do you know what I mean? Chopping and changing and creating loops and stuff like that. But it was such a an eye-opening time creatively, because we were working with, like loops, chopping stuff up, and the melodies and riffs you get by doing that on Pro Tools, you would never get in real life.
Yeah,
and we always said to each other, this would take months to create if you were just in a room full of guys, or you may never get to this.
Yeah.
It was like we spend a couple of hours putting a load of stuff down, and then we go, okay, let's just loop that bar. Wow, that's a riff. That's it.
Right, yeah.
Put that out, put a beat to that, then put another vocal to it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a completely different way of working.
Yeah, it's really interesting, and there's still merit to it, isn't it? It's not like cheating or anything. It kind of feels like cheating sometimes when you do
I don't, but I would have thought that years ago. I was a purist. It's like,
right,
can't cut 2 takes together. No way. Like, it's got to be 1 take.
Yeah,
because it's the romance of the 1 take in the studio, right?
It's that thing,
yeah, definitely.
But now it's like, I don't care.
Yeah, because it's about the end product.
It doesn't matter as long as it sounds good. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, definitely, man. I mean, for the people at home that haven't heard Giant Boys, maybe just pause the podcast.
Play it to your mum.
Play it to your mum.
Play it to your nan.
She'll love it.
Play it to your gran.
She'll love it. She'll love it. Thank you for listening. Be sure to subscribe to the podcast to catch up on new episodes every week. Also, check us out on our Facebook and Instagram at RecRooms, where you can find out about our other exciting music series. We also have this and all our other episodes of the podcast up on our RecRooms YouTube channel for your viewing pleasure. See you next time.